Hello and welcome back to Persona 5 Royal, where last time we had a humdinger of an episode where Makoto, first off, Makoto, we had a big reveal about her and her lineage in terms of who her sister was, and then further on Makoto, she apparently caught on to the fact that we're the Phantom Thieves, and Big Brain Yusuke ruined it all for us. We also traveled to the Velvet Room, and we bought some personas that we then used to fuse into a single new persona called the Justice Persona, which we are going to use right now to spend time with Akechi, because between episodes, I traveled here to Kichi Joji to see if he was here, and my suspicions were indeed correct. He is here, so, because he is essential to the ending of this game, as in we have to get his confidant up to a certain ranking in order to achieve the true ending of this game, and because there's always a famous saying of keeping your friends close and your enemies closer, we're going to spend time with them and see how this goes. Good evening. I want to talk to you, but since we have the time, you want to go play billiards together? It's not that difficult, and we can chat and play at the same time. How about it? Well, there's about a million other things I'd rather be doing,
What do you want to
but
do?
since it's all you want to do, let's give it a shot. I'm glad I asked. I was a little worried you turned me down. Well, I went out of my way to try to find you. I wasn't going to turn you down no matter what you said. Regrettably. Anyway.
That is good to hear.
I found myself with some free time, so I was hoping to find someone to play against. Do you have no friends? Let's not be an asshole about it. We want to get him on our side. Or at least we want to make him think we're on his side. I wouldn't say I'm unoccupied, but I'm not busy at the same time either. If anything, it's my policy to spend my spare time in meaningful ways. Well, welcome to the world of Persona 5. Do not waste a single second of your spare time. Now, let's play a game you played pool before, correct? Yes, I have. In fact, when I was a kid, like when I was in elementary school, my friend had a pool table in his house, and we played on it all the time. But nowadays, it doesn't interest me in the slightest. In fact, also to that, my grandmother had my grandmother's house. There was a clubhouse kind of thing in her neighborhood that had a table tennis table and a pool table as well, and we played there sometimes. But I guess I'm just over it kind of thing. Like, it doesn't. I will never for the rest of my life have an urge, I don't think, to want to play billiards. But you know, I had fun playing when I was younger, so there's that, I guess. But yes, I have played pool before, many a time. Oh, my apologies. A break ace. Not bad. Be modest about it. Don't be. We don't want to praise him too excessively. You know, kind of have a suave attitude in regards to this. It was just a coincidence. Of course, this game won't count. Let's start over. Okay. Oof, bad move on my part. If you get next one, I'm in trouble. Will I have control over this, or is it? Yeah, I figured I wasn't gonna have control over this. We're not playing we play here, friends. Not bad. Everything's riding on your next shot, though. How will you handle this? I'll handle it very carefully. Well, let's see your skills, of which I don't have any, I don't think. There wasn't enough force. It didn't even reach the pocket. Well, yeah, but it came damn near close to it. So, don't beat yourself up too much over it. I win. That was a close one, though. I suppose it would have been embarrassing to lose as your senior, huh? Something sends off. Thank you, that's great news. I sent something that you that's quite different from other people. I guess you can call it my detective's intuition? Haha, kidding, of course. Oh, my apologies, a break ace. Is something the matter? Oh! Huh! I didn't even pay attention to that. Wow. That's a nice detail. I didn't even pay attention to that at all. Huh. Interesting. I didn't even catch that at all.
That's not bad.
I'm also impressed you noticed. That's right. This one's my dominant hand. I switched hands during the game. It's not anything against you. Going all out against a junior seems a bit, gosh, oh, is that it? But I confess, you surprised me. I'm rather dexterous with my right hand. I can even use chopsticks with it. Frankly, I didn't expect you to see through it. I didn't see through it. I didn't notice that at all. I mean, I don't think it's any surprise that I don't think it's any secret that I've noticed a lot of things in games on this channel, but I didn't catch that at all. I noticed the fact that he caught on to the cake thing. I noticed the fact that he clearly was lying about when he actually showed up to the conversation, because he would have had to be waiting around that corner longer than he says he was in order to actually hear the thing about the cakes in the first place. And I noticed that he's probably that he's probably the Black Mask guy that we keep hearing about, and he's probably the son of the guy that's got Joker into this in the first place. But I did not catch the right-handed thing. That one's completely slipped my mind. Oh, so those glasses are just for the aesthetic then? Or were you just being metaphorical? You're a hard one to read sometimes, and I want to keep it that way. In case you truly are interesting, you never cease to intrigue me. I can sense Akechi's appreciation. I see this as an absolute win. This is probably right where we want him to be, honestly.
Right.
You will now earn more XP from Arcana Burst when fusing personas of the Justice Arcana. Akechi taught you how to use Sleuthing Instinct. If you ever manage to win against me using my right hand, then I will face you with everything I have. You have my word.
Goodbye.
Alright. Well, see you. That was nice. That was a nice little session. And here comes the inevitable phone call. Thanks for coming along today. A little game turned out to be far more interesting than I expected. Yes, I concur. Barely anyone notices when I don't use my dominant hand. I can only commend your powers of observation. I think you'd be an interesting influence on me. If you're so inclined, we could go out again sometime. As rivals? Since that's kind of the bond he wants to keep going, I imagine. Whatever works for you, as long as I can spend some time with you, think of it as you please. Well, I suppose I'll reach out the next time something comes up. See ya. Alright, we're in the bag. We have officially spent our first free time session with Akechi, so we are on track to getting his confidant ranked up for the true ending. Hopefully at a decent pace. I don't know for sure though. Want some cash? I've got a job you can do. Do you know about that Phantom Thieves forum? People said that when they made a request they got granted. Rather, that sounds super useful. Come on, pay up. You understand the position you're in, right? Alright, what's up next? Oh, wow. Man, it is, or at least it was raining hardcore. Not anymore, but it was. Alright, who's gonna meet us this time? Hi. Are you you're the one from the outside Mount Arami's place, right? Morning, going to school now? I'm just heading home. The morning sun is too bright. What about your job?
Nope.
I pulled an all-nighter. Journalist Ichiko Oya works around the clock, you know? Well, you work hard on your studies. Okay. Random encounter to have with the random journalist that we bumped into accidentally outside Mount Arami's place that one time, like 10 episodes ago.
I was thinking you might not show.
So, whose heart do you want us to change?
A Mafia boss.
Mafia?
What are you talking about?
That's what they call themselves. This group seems to be the cause of the rise in phishing scams. What's worse, once you're in their sights, they won't stop threatening you until they get what they want. They'll force you to take part in their scams, threaten your family, and ultimately destroy your life.
Methinks you might have personal investment in this.
Holy shit.
It appears that their victims include some of our students.
No!
They primarily target juveniles.
What's their boss's name?
Nobody knows. The victims are being threatened not to testify. So even the police can't get a grasp of the situation.
That's where you want us to start?
You should be able to pull it off. If you're really the righteous Phantom Thieves. Or is Akechi-kun correct when he says you act without justice?
What? Okay, so that doesn't correlate. Us being unable to solve this mystery does not correlate to us not acting in the name of justice. Because so one is a determination of our competence and our investigative abilities. The other is a judgment of our moral principles. So us failing to deduce who the Mafia boss is would not be an indication of our principles of justice. It would be an indication of our capabilities as investigators and as sleuths. So that's a thinly veiled threat.
Can't you say something witty back at her?
I just did. Well, maybe not witty, just more like common sense. Give us the details.
Why are you being so serious?
Their main hub of activity is in Shibuya. That's all the information I have. You have 2 weeks. Once that is passed, I'll submit all the evidence I have to the police and to the school.
I don't really have a reason to fear that, because like I said, what you have is so shit that I'm not really afraid of it.
I hope you don't let me down.
She really had the upper hand in that exchange.
I don't know I'd push it that far.
Don't let me down. Damn it, she was just bossing us around.
Come on, we should get in touch with Yusuke.
I have a feeling that she has more because, like, obviously we know that she has a reason to care as soon as he becomes president because she was trying to bring this to the attention of the principal, but he didn't give a shit. But I'm sensing that she might have a more personal investment in this specific case than she's letting on. Who she might not, but oh, and Back to the Future.
The student council president from Chujin Academy?
Yeah. You wouldn't happen to know anything about her, would you?
Are you saying that Makoto was sticking her nose into this phantom thief business? Why would Makoto? Bringing up my sister to upset me, are you? It seems there's no limit to your duplicity.
I'm sorry, didn't you ask me to tell the truth? Well, it's the truth that she was interested in what we were doing, so I'm just doing exactly what you told me. Prick.
Fine. I'll listen to everything you have to say before I decide the truth of your statements.
I'm so
Amazing,
mad.
it's like, they say, tell me the truth, I say, okay, here's the truth. They say, well, not that truth, like, a different truth. It's like, ugh.
The Mafia.
Can we really do this? Either way, we have almost no information on our target. This guy's a crime boss, so I wouldn't be surprised if he had a palace. Still.
Isn't this a prime opportunity for us, though?
How? We're in huge trouble!
Even after we punished an evil man who seemed to be good, the public did not acknowledge us. However, if we take down an actual criminal, let alone a target the police don't have answers for.
Right! That might make people believe in us.
I get it. That means even a Ketchy will have to acknowledge us as the Phantom Thieves.
I don't think you want him to acknowledge it. With his current mindset, I don't know that you want him to do that.
What do you say, leader? Hell yeah! We just gotta do what we always do.
Our time limit is 2 weeks, correct? We can't afford to waste too much time. I'll ask around Kosei and see if there are any victims.
Okay, I know some girls who go to Shibuya pretty often. I'll check with them about it.
All right, and I'm gonna see what I can find on the net.
And you decided to phrase it like that? On the net. Totally
Well,
hip
there's
radical.
up to you and Morgana. You figured out what to do during the whole Kamoshida thing, right?
I'll back you up.
All right, let's get back together at the end of the week once we've got all our info. I'll get in touch with you guys later.
Alright.
Meeting in front of the school tomorrow, right? Don't worry. I'm sure we'll find something new.
Could I have a moment?
Sure. Why not?
I had a yearning to see the Sayuri, so if you're heading homeward, I'll accompany you.
Okay. Sure. As long as this isn't gonna become... Is it...
The Sayuri. It seems to suit this cafe quite well.
If this is gonna become a regular thing, then you may as well just take it with you. But if it's just a one and done thing, then sure, you can have your look-see.
I'm glad I chose to leave it here. I fear I have found myself in quite a horrible mess.
Again?
To put it bluntly, I am in need of your assistance. Please, listen to what I must say.
I'm all ears. What do you got for me?
Throughout my artistic career, there have been moments I've struggled with particular motifs or techniques. However, each of those struggles did eventually fade. Yet now I find myself in a similar situation, but the more I try to escape it, the worse it becomes. It seems I am trapped in what we in the art world call a slump. Are you aware that I am attending Kosei on an art scholarship? Such coveted grants are not given as charity. I must continually achieve within my field to remain eligible.
That is usually how scholarships work, yes.
Were I to lose my scholarship, I would likely have no choice but to leave the school as well. In the earlier days of my career, I would exclusively paint what I desired when I desired it. The only goal I had in mind was the pursuit of pure beauty. That goal is what drove me onward.
It also apparently drove you to stalk girls down the subway.
I wanted nothing more than to attain the lustrous allure of the Sayori in my own work. Yet, what reason do I have now? Holding on to my scholarship? Keeping a roof over my head? Worldly desires are all that spur my brush to move. And the resulting work reflects such impurity of mind, to be honest. I am unsure as to whether I can even call myself an artist anymore.
Alright, look, I don't like the guy, but he does raise an interesting topic, which is that, when you do, the more you do, like, the more colloquially as an artist, the more colloquially your work becomes known, the more successful you become, the more mainstream it spreads, like, the more people see it, the more you start to, once you get to the point where you depend on it as a source of income, or in this case, a source of, basically, regardless if it's for the source of income or if your source of just forwarding your scholarship, just basically the means of producing your livelihood, then it's sometimes when you can fall into the trap of kind of losing your passion for things, where it becomes such a regular part of your routine and you do it so regularly that at a certain point it stops feeling like you're doing it for fun and because you're passionate about it, and more just because you're doing it because you have to, because if you don't do it then you fall out of the cycle and you lose the audience you have, or you lose the people interested in your artwork, or whatever the case may be. So like, instead of having the just pure passion for the art in question, you feel like you're doing it on an assembly line kind of thing. And the question being that if you fall into the point where you aren't creating art because you're passionate about it anymore, you're just doing it to meet a quota, or to meet a deadline, or just to put food on the table and have a roof over your head. Are you even doing it, like, can you call yourself an artist? Are you doing it passionately, or are you doing it for the money? And the answer is, like, by definition, you are still an artist, regardless of what your motivation is. Like, whether your motivation is, I want to make this because I want to prove to my friends that I can do it, or I want to do this because I really am passionate about this and I believe in what I'm saying or what I'm painting or whatever, or if it's because I am proficient at this and I can use this as a means to sustain my lifestyle moving forward. Whatever your motivation is, you're still doing it. You are still by definition an artist. But in terms of on the personal side of things, because that's happened to me before. If we recall, earlier this year during July, I had fallen into such a rhythmic routine with doing videos every day, again and again and again, and trust me, Danganronpa did not help that at all. So I got to the point where I was just like, it felt like I was doing it because I had to, not because I wanted to. So what I did to account for that is I took a break. I took a very short break to kind of regather my thoughts and kind of, because it is possible when you do it so often, you can kind of reach a burnout state where you lose the passion you had for doing it. And that's my biggest fear, is like losing, because if I ever lose the passion for doing this, then the work's going to suffer for it, and I'm not going to be, you'll be able to tell. If I ever lose my passion for recording videos or making analysis stuff, you'll be able to tell, because you'll hear it in my voice, and you'll hear it in the script and the things that I'm saying. It's not going to sound authentic, it's not going to sound genuine, it's not going to sound like I put effort into it. So if I don't ever want to reach that point, and if I feel like I'm approaching that point, because I did in July, late July, I did feel like the point where I was like, okay, I feel like I'm doing this just to do it, not because I want to, so let's take a step back for a few days, regather myself, just take a break for my own mental sanity, and then we'll ease back into it, and I'll cut back on the workload that I'm doing by reducing it from 3 LPs a day to 2 LPs a day to kind of, lighten the workload on myself. And that worked, and it got me back into the swing of things. I got passionate about it again, and now here I am, stronger than ever before. So it is, as much as I don't like this guy, I don't think I ever will, to be honest with you, he does raise interesting topics in regards to passion for artistry and things like that. So it's, it was a nice conversation to have in this regard. But yeah, burnout is definitely possible, and I do my best to avoid it whenever I can. If ever I feel myself approaching that point again, I always try to take a step back and just kind of relax for a bit to ease myself back into things again. So consider that my little diatribe for the day, hopefully. You're so tough on yourself. You seem stressed, seems like an asshole. It's like, someone seems stressed today.
But I simply cannot accept this lack of purpose in my work.
Well, that's not, so it may not be the purpose you want, but it is still a purpose. And the other thing that's worth noting is, like, in his situation of, like, he's worried about not being true to his heart, it's just being something that he has to do to be able to keep his scholarship going. That doesn't mean he can't still put passion into his work. Like, just because he's not doing it for fun, and he's doing it to be able to keep his scholarship going, that doesn't mean he's suddenly not passionate about what he's doing. It just means that he's doing it professionally. So I don't know that... I think he's being way too hard on himself here. And that's coming from someone who doesn't like him at all.
Upset with my own indecision. Such vague ambition is, in essence, a sin of sorts.
Alright, I think we're getting a little overdramatic here about this.
Though I suppose allowing my young career to come to an end here would be even more sinful. I only wish to create a work I can be genuinely proud of. Just look at the Sayori. Her incandescent figure, alluring gaze. That is the meaning of pure beauty.
Okay, and that's the other problem. You're setting your standards way too goddamn high. This is a problem that I see all the time. It's a problem. I talked about this in my 4,000 subscriber Q&A video. A problem that a lot of people have when they start out doing any kind of artistic or creative field is that they set their standards so high because they see big YouTubers or big game developers or really successful authors or artists or anything like that. They compare themselves to the highest of high, the most successful people in the world, because for the most part, those are the people that inspired them. Like, they look up to these big names and like, I want to be like that one day. And in turn, they end up drowning themselves into the weight of their own ambition, because what happens is you look to that person and you're like, I want to be like this person someday. But the problem is that the person you're comparing yourself to has years and years and years of experience and practice in honing their craft and learning from their mistakes and building themselves up into who they are today. So to compare yourself to someone who's had years and years of experience with this kind of thing is ridiculous. Like, that's the best way, the fastest and easiest way to get yourself to lose passion and give up immediately on whatever field of interest, whatever artistic field of interest you want to pursue, is to compare yourself to the big shots, compare yourself to the big leagues. Because what'll happen is you'll make your first thing, because like I always say, the first thing you make in your field, whether it's your first painting, your first video, your first game or book or whatever it is, it's going to be crap because you are learning, and that's part of the process. My first videos were garbage. That's how this works. You start off and you're crap. Then you get better and better and better over the years as they go by, and you start to refine your craft. That's what I learned very early on, is don't compare yourself to the big leagues, because you're only going to set yourself up for disappointment. So that's his other problem here, is that he's comparing himself to someone with years of experience, whereas he's still learning and he's still getting used to things. So there's a lot of mistakes you're making here in the process, buddy.
Yet no matter how hard I try to replicate it, an elegance so sweet remains elusive to me.
Okay, problem 3, don't try to replicate it, try to find your own style. Like, don't try to look at a successful YouTuber, or sorry, a successful artist that you like and replicate their style. Find your own style. That's not gonna help you. He's making all the mistakes.
Why is that, you ask? It is surely because the painter behind the work differs. Because the soul differs. But if my estimations are correct, the soul is nothing but another way to speak of the human heart. What then is the heart? How does it bring forth such beauty? I must understand. To be perfectly frank, though, I am unsure of how to do so. Would you be able to provide me assistance?
I think I could, honestly.
Profound change to my world. Hence, I believe you, of all people, may be able to bring me closer to the truth.
Like, I genuinely think that if I could sit down with him for an hour and just kind of talk through the process of artistic creation, I think we might actually be able to make some significant headway and kind of get him to see where he stumbled and kind of how he can improve himself in his mindset and his work from moving forward.
You would? Wonderful.
Again, coming as someone who doesn't even like you, so...
At the moment, my art teacher has yet to notice any drastic changes in my work. But I cannot hide forever. Impurity of the heart will undoubtedly seep onto an artist's canvas eventually. I must go now. My curfew approaches. I look forward to speaking about this matter again.
Yep, sure, I'm down for more insightful conversations like that. Part of the big appeal of this game so far has been the plethora of interesting topics we'll be able to talk about just through things that pop up in the game. I hate the rain, it always brings me down. Oh, who's this gonna be? I checked online and people are talking about it all over. Now my expert lit of class 2D is guilty. You mean from our class? Wait, start at the beginning. What's he guilty of? Supposedly he's been spending money left and right recently. Said it's because of some great part-time job he got. that may very well be worth looking into, right? Can you try asking him about it, On? I don't think he'd be cautious around a girl. In that case, yeah, I don't mind giving it a try. Although I've really talked to him before. I'll be counting on you to back me up if something happens, Trevor. Sure, if I have to. I mean, that should be more than enough. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not gonna do it all for you, because I think you're more than capable of handling yourself. But if you need me, I'll be there with a snap of my fingers. Hoping for some great things this time from Takamaki-san's world-class wonderful acting. Shut it. Hope this will get us even marginally closer to their so-called boss. I leave this to you two, and I have high hopes for your acting as well, On. You're both missing the point. Is it true that Lady Guy is guilty? Well, we'll need to dig up some dirt first thing in the morning. Yeah. Days until reported to police. 14. Alright, and thus the train, or thus the next palace. Well, I guess this isn't even really a palace deadline, it's just it's an intel gathering deadline, so I guess it's gonna be a while before we go to our next palace, which will be interesting change of pace, but it is still our next deadline, so we're kind of back on track for the more straightforward storytelling as opposed to the more open-ended kind of do whatever you want kind of thing. That said, we do still have some time, so let's go to the bath. We haven't gone to the I mean, well, in story we have gone to the bathhouse recently, but in terms of us as a player, we haven't actually gone here in a while, so this raises our charm, I think, so yeah, okay, it boosts our charm, so we'll do this. Seems pretty intense.
What do you want to do?
Want to go refresh yourself? I mean, it costs us nothing in the grand scheme of things, so we may as well. Because we're doing pretty good on money for the time being, so I don't think we need to we have a pressing urge to work. We just spent time with Akechi, and we don't have a pressing time to do that. I think we'll just chill at the bathtub for today. It's a bit too hot. I should get up before I get lightheaded. Is that guy just always there, constantly turning up the heat?
What's up?
Oh, great, we're dead. Whoa, so you're so ready. You okay? I know it feels good, but don't overdo it. Yeah, maybe when you get to the point where you start feeling like you're boiling alive in a pool of lava, maybe time to get out of the bathhouse. Just a little tip from me. Usually not a good idea for you to be sitting in water that is currently boiling your skin alive. Pushing yourself that much is kind of impressive. I wouldn't be praising that. I think we should not be praising this behavior because this is going to get his skin burnt off in the future. It'd be nice to head home soon, but can you move? Barely. He can move his head, that's about it. He won't be getting off that floor for the time being. Alright.
Hey!
We were able to grab a seat. Why don't you read something until we get there? Oh, we can read? We can actually read one of the 1,000 books we have? Well, what do you know? We have all these books. I bought all these freaking books. I still need to... Oh, wait. I was gonna say we need to return this. I don't think this is the one we rented. I think this is the one we actually bought, not the one we rented. I don't even know anymore. I don't know which of these we have to return and which ones we've bought. I think this is one we bought, not one we read. I don't know. I haven't been keep tracking it. It's because there's been so much else that's happened in this game. I've completely lost track of having to actually read these books and what came from where. So I don't even know. But we're reading this one currently, so we'll just keep reading this one. Striking a pose of defiance with tobacco pipe in hand, he truly looked like a great thief.
Wow.
Ishikawa Gomen was a thief without peer, so he was a hero of the common people, huh?
Oh.
So you finished reading The Gallant Rogue. That splendid spirit that pays no mind to the bad guys. He's a true example of a gentleman thief. After reading this, I'm sure you have a better understanding of a chivalrous thief's courage. Do I? I guess I do. Alright then. Oh, we're almost at the station. I'd say that was sufficient use of your time. So I guess we get to read it once every, like, 2 weeks or whatever. Also, we're only 1 day away from seeing the results of the lottery ticket. So, that'll be interesting to see how that shakes out.
Rumors are pretty terrible.
Don't you think that all that blackmail stuff is insane? I didn't think it had anything to do with me, but there were even victims in my class. Oh, I know all about that. These guys supposedly come asking if you want an easy, high-paying job, but then if you say yes, you get dragged into some really shady stuff. Teachers or student council pres will do something about it, though. People are real worried. I don't know that the student council would be responsible for taking care of this. That seems like way above their pay grade, of which they don't currently have a pay grade, but you know what I mean. Are you talking about that posting? I wonder if she was serious about it. I heard she knew about Kamoshida and the sexual harassment. She probably won't be too much. I don't believe that. I don't believe that Makoto actually knew about that. I think she puts up a tough persona, but I don't think she actually knew, because she expressed concern that Potato Head. I'm gonna call him Potato Head, because he's either Egghead or Potato Head. Take your pick. Take your pick as to whether you think I should call the principal Egghead or Potato Head, because they're both fitting names. One's more relevant than the other, given recent stuff I've been talking about, but you know what I mean. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I think she has more comments. I don't think she knew ahead of time. I have my problems with Makoto, but I wouldn't cast an aspersion against her character that she knew about the assault. I don't genuinely believe that she knew. He's here. I'll try and talk and ask him about it. Good luck. Leave it to me. The level of motivation actually makes me a little more nervous. In any case, let us know if you learn anything. Alrighty.
Nijima-kun, what is going on here?
Speak of the devil.
Apparently the damage done by this so-called Mafia has even reached our student body.
You knew that. She told you about that.
Well,
I thought this absurdity was nothing but a joke.
What? She's your favorite student, and she has reported nothing but serious stuff for you, and you thought she was yanking your The adults in this universe just suck.
Not only are
They're all so shit.
there are even rumors that some are involved with such crimes.
Also, since when do you give a shit about this, about the student population here? Since when do you, after what happened with Kamoshida, you don't get to say you care about the well-being of these students?
I've even received inquiries from their guardians. Why is this happening?
unfortunately, I do not have the answer to that.
This is the greatest disgrace in the history of this academy. If it were to be discovered.
Ah, so that's what you're concerned about. Not that the students are at risk, but that the reputation of the school's at risk, and so another piece of the puzzle falls into place.
This is a vital issue for the student council. Did I not ask you to resolve it?
I seem to recall you telling us to piss off about, well, not explicitly, but you didn't seem to care a whole lot. You wibble-wobbled all over the place the last time we had this conversation about this issue. Also, I still say the student council should not be, it should not be their responsibility to resolve an issue involving the Mafia.
I'm doing the best I can.
And I can trust you? You must do something about this at once.
What? Okay, so you wanted her to be focusing on the Kamoshida investigation in regards to the Phantom Thieves, and now you're getting up her ass about the fact that she's not doing the thing that you just admitted not 5 seconds ago you thought was a joke. You're just terrible.
You're the only one who is reliable around here. Don't let me down. From what I've heard, even the other students are starting to be dissatisfied with you. At this rate, you and I will both lose our roles at this school. Do you understand?
I do. Please, just give me a little more time.
Kids these days.
Please, no more chalk. So I handed a bill over at a convenience store, and they told me that they don't take foreign currency. But what I gave them was a bona fide Japanese banknote. Don't tell me young people these days don't know who Hirobumi Ito is. I shudder to think that these will be the people shouldering Japan's economy. I hope you all know your stuff. Here's a quiz just to make sure. Hey, magic. Of course, it's always me. Always me. Between paper bills and coins, which one is issued by the government? I don't... What the... So... I don't know if this is asked. I know the, because I took a government class. I took AP government in high school. I know the answer for America, like for the United States of America, but I do not know if the answer is the same for Japan. Obviously we deal with 2 different government systems in that regard. So I don't know if it's the same, but at least in the United States of America, the Constitution only allows the government the power to issue coins, like coin money, and not paper money. So if the answer is consistent with Japan's government, then the answer would be coins. But I genuinely don't know if that's the case. I'm just gonna say this just in case. I don't know.
Exactly.
That's right. Okay, we got lucky. Paper bills were printed by the bank, and coins were issued by the government. Originally, the government made both coins and paper money. However, with the ability to make as much money as they wanted, the economy fell into chaos. An independent organization, namely the Bank of Japan, has been tasked with printing paper money since. Well, we actually knew that? Well, I didn't. I mean, I knew it for the country in which I reside, but I didn't know it for sure. I didn't know if that was the case here as well.
Nice.
Turns out it is. You must be really smart to be able to answer a question like that. That is just me pulling that from the recesses of my memory from high school. Coins which don't have as much of an effect on the economy are still produced by the government. You simply can't trust a moron to look after your finances. The best they can manage is pocket change. Imagine all the money you could ever want at your feet. I hope the next palace is somewhere awesome like that. Yeah, we got very lucky with that one.
Hey,
I see Lady An's going to talk to Lita. You're gonna back her up, right? I mean, I guess I have to go up, just kind of spy next to them.
And so I really need some money right now.
Yeah, so if I'm I feel like this guy would be suspicious of me just standing right next to them, especially with a cat's tail wagging out of the bag.
Can you tell me about this easy part-time job? I'm sure you know about it, Ida-kun. Please?
You don't need my help. A girl like you could probably get a job anywhere, right?
Huh? Now that you mention it, yes.
That was not the correct answer. That was the wrong.
So, what I mean is...
this is going south fast.
This is not going very well at all.
Oh, Francois!
Huh?
My cat Francois got run over by a car and also has an incurable illness. I need money fast.
What? Okay, wow. If I were this guy, I'd be like, oh, so you're just, like, making shit up at this point, because you didn't... No way you just told me that your cat got run over by a car, meaning it would be dead, but also has an incurable illness. Like, no. Like, just straight up, nah? That's not... Nah, I'm not gonna go... If I were him, I wouldn't buy this for a second, and if I were her, I probably would have said something less ridiculous than this.
It's not convincing at all. Is she talking about me?
If Francois were to die, I think I'd die too. Probably.
When you lie, try less details. You're digging yourself a deeper hole here.
Come on, don't talk like that.
If you don't like it, then tell me about that easy part-time job. You know something, don't you? I've heard the rumors.
Rumors? Was it Nishiyama who...
Nishiyama?
Oh,
Hey, what was that about Nishiyama?
that's...
She actually got the momentum back. She's not acting anymore now, is she?
I am stunned that... Okay, well, that...
Let's leave this guy to Lady An and go look for that Nishiyama fellow.
I don't know how that worked for us, but I guess it worked. Alright, cool.
Do you have a minute?
You were just waiting for me, weren't you? Okay, alrighty then. You were just standing outside the classroom like, hey, how's it going? Ready to pop in as soon as we left.
You're looking for something, right? I want to help you out, so please ask me anything.
He just telepathically knew that we needed his help for something.
Nishiyama? He usually hangs out with Ida.
Great, I gathered that, but where is he, like, right now?
Oh, so you want to ask him about Ida? So that's why Takamaki-san was chasing him. I'm sorry, I don't know where he is right now. He usually stays till late, so I think he's probably still somewhere in the school.
Oh,
Keep digging
great.
around while you're looking for him.
Well, I guess we can let him handle this. We'll have to ask someone else about Nishiyama's whereabouts. Can you think of anyone who might know?
Oh joy, I can't wait to go running around the place trying to find more people. Who are you, newspaper club member? Is President Nijima keeping an eye on you? Student council is on edge. Hurry up, do you have anything else you want to ask about? Nishima. Are you looking for him? He's a really serious student with great grades, always in the library after school. Well, that was fast. That went well. Alright, fastest information dump in history. I thought we'd have to search for way longer than that, but nope, luckily for us, he's right inside here. At least he should be right inside here. Maybe. 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 Is he here? Ah! Are you him?
Nishiyama, that's me. You're that transfer student, right? You need something? Job? Are you talking about that one time? I don't know. I said I didn't want to do it. That's something Ida... Are you doing something, Am? He's been acting really strange lately. Oh, what do you mean? Is he really wrapped up in something shady? One day, the two of us went to Shibuya, and a man approached us over near Central Street.
Okay, it's a good start.
He asked if we were interested in an easy part-time job. I said I wasn't, but Ida was into it. He was asking the guy all sorts of questions.
What was the job? This is irrelevant. What was the job?
I don't know. I was so scared, I ended up going home alone. But according to Ida, it only takes 10 minutes, and is good for people who don't stand out.
Anything else?
Ida started spending a lot of money. That's when his strange behavior began too. But that's all I know. That's enough, right?
It's more than we had yesterday, so I'll take it. You were helpful.
Central Street, huh?
Yeah, it gives us a place to start looking. That's better than what we had yesterday.
Suspicious. Maybe he was making him commit crimes?
I think we gathered that much, Morgana. Thanks. Have you anything out? Yes, I have. I've tried looking into this high-paying part-time job myself. People seem to be talking about it here as well. Supposedly a man will talk to you in broad daylight. Yep, same thing we found. Your job is to deliver a small envelope he hands you. Okay.
So that means this part-time job is somehow crime-related. It takes 10 minutes, is good for people who don't stand out, and involves a small envelope. Does that ring any bells? It's something the Mafia would definitely be up to.
No. I don't... The most likely one would be this.
Illegal drugs? Maybe they made Ida smuggle drugs for them. That definitely fits with the small envelope. And you can get arrested just for possession.
Did you meet? Yes, I did. I looked into him on my own anyway. Rumor has it he's got involved in some kind of suspicious part-time job. That job's apparently totally insane. Some of trafficking drugs, I think, but ask and thou shalt receive. I hear they ask you to take part in it down on Central Street. Alright, well...
So he is smuggling. This won't be pretty.
We've found out a lot of information in just less, like, 10 minutes.
Come on, let's go back to Lady Ann. We'll ask Ida directly.
Don't know if that'll get us anywhere, but it's worth a shot, I suppose. Yeah, this was the most productive day we've had yet. And are you still here? Thankfully, you are indeed still here.
Please tell me about the job, or else my beloved...
She's still doing that? Alright, take over for her.
Come on, you two? I already told you I don't know.
We know about the man on Central Street with the drugs in the envelopes. Confess.
You did? Bastard! Damn it! Shit. Well, if you already know about it, fine.
Well, I didn't know for sure until just now when you freaked the hell out over
I
it.
don't want to talk about it here. Let's go somewhere a little quieter.
What's up with you? Especially in front of everyone.
Okay, so I did my best, or at least if I were in the situation, I wouldn't make a big deal out of it. I would have kept my voice down so that no one else was alerted. You're the one who's sort of flipping out, so that part's on you for having the freak out. I try to keep it civil and not raise any unnecessary attention.
Yeah, I got a job. So what? Isn't that normal? What are you getting at?
You're a pizza smuggler.
How did you... I've only told one person about that.
Well, I did just tell you that he told me everything, so...
Of all people. I can't believe you were the one to find out. You're right. They told me they had an easy part-time job for me, and I ended up smuggling drugs. All I had to do was put envelopes into coin lockers, and they said they'd give me a hefty paycheck. I didn't know what was in the envelopes, though. Still, this is what came out of it. So you knew, huh? They started threatening me right after they deposited the money into my bank account. They had pictures of me carrying the goods. Said they'd expose what I did unless I paid them off. You know? Why are you even asking me this stuff?
Because we want to help you stop it.
Use my job to blackmail me too.
I don't care. No. Never.
I see. Well, even if you were planning on doing that, I don't have any money I could give you. If you're really interested in that job, try heading over to Central Street. That's where they told me about it. I told you everything you want to know, right? Can I go? Well then.
It's probably not a good idea to go down the same place that he got trapped. It's like if someone walks down a road, it's like, hey, I almost got killed by a serial killer on this road. And then we're like, you know what we should do? We should go walk down that exact same road. What could possibly go wrong? It's like, I get that we need to go do this for the sake of the investigation to see what's going on, but probably not a good idea. How'd it go? Did On's acting help at all? I'm thinking probably not. It went perfectly, I think. Well, I mean, yes, it went perfectly, but not for any reasons that we could have, like, it worked out for us, but I never could have told you that was going to happen. And more importantly, were you able to find anything? It's drugs. It was also trafficking, but you know what I mean. So they ask you to deliver drugs. That's serious. I just searched for Shibuya drugs and got tons of hits too. So they're making people traffic drugs and then threatening them? That must be what I heard people talking about in Shibuya. They seem to be going about this quite openly during the daytime. What bold methodology. I would imagine they would do it at night. I wonder why they chose the day. They need to blend in. Yeah, it's a nice way to blend in on it. Because they'll probably stand out less during the day than if they will if they're sulking around in the shadows at night. More students will be out during the day while the police will be more cautious at night. You're over in Shibuya now, right? Do you see anyone like that there? I'm at such a straight stuff to tell, though. I mean, they're just way too many people. The goddamn rain's not helping out either. Sun will be setting soon. What should we do? We should probably do this tomorrow. Seems like our only choice now. We can split up and search separately then. In any case, we have some new intel. We have a lot of new intel. We have more. It took us 15 minutes to find intel that the police haven't been able to dig up in what could possibly be, I don't know, months, years. How long has it been going on for? Whoever asked us to take on that job should know who their boss is too. All right, I'll get in touch with you guys later tonight. We'll come up with a plan. Like, this was an immensely productive day. We got a name, we got a location, a method, and we actually found out what the crime is. I thought actually the customer was just you. You treat one of my random friends with more respect than you treat me. This is just, yeah. I never get any customers when it rains. The cash register is gonna run dry at this rate. That seems like backwards. Also, you think you get more customers when it rains because people would be looking for an excuse to get out of the rain, so they'd come here and then wait out the storm and figure, well, may as well, so long as I'm here, may as well grab some food, grab something to eat. Yeah, that seems backwards to me. We have to find them tomorrow for sure. That's the only lead we have right now. It is highly likely that this part-time solicitor is somehow related to the Mafia. If we tell him, he may lead us straight back to his boss. He talked to Lida and Nishiyama over at Central Street, right? Indeed, it seems that this is where our target waits, but then who should be the one to go? Yeah, let's send the cat in. Why not? Leave it to me. It's probably the best idea, because you are the player character. I'll take that as a compliment. I have no objections. We'll leave this to you. As the player character, tricking people and using that as blackmail. These bastards are true cowards. Kind of scary to think people like that are all around us in this city. Well, guys, we gotta brace ourselves. We're up against a serious criminal here. And we have a message from someone. Who's it gonna be? It's going to be... Oh. Well. Look who it is. I guess it's time for us to, It's Becky, the maid who shakes with desire to see her master. I'll comfort you again today, starting at only 5,000 yen. I'm sure you know, but I didn't get requested tonight. So it would be great if you could request me. Sure. Why not? I mean, look at that. Our bond's gonna go stronger soon, so I guess now's actually an excuse to request her. I mean, we honestly haven't done it in a while. And this was the plan anyway. We planned to do this anyway, so it's kind of fitting that she texted me. Yeah, you're the best, master. I'll be there soon, so wait for me. Okay.
Hey.
Just to reiterate, this is really weird. But it's... I've been told she has great things waiting for me, so we may as well. I want to provide more services for you. What do you mean by that?
Definitely not.
Definitely not scheming anything. Yeah, why? That's not how you respond to that. If you want me to think that you're innocent in that regard, I just wanted to get requested more. I'm really good at giving massages. Oh, I don't. No. I don't think that's not a. That's a that is a slippery slope, and that's not a road I want to go down. Thing is, I talked to my boss about picking up more shifts. But he said that he prioritizes younger women. That's rude beyond belief to say. Seriously, he didn't have the right to... Yeah, like, that's like... Why would you... So, that's a shitty mindset to have anyway, that you only want to prioritize younger women in your services. But more so, like, it's shitty to have the mindset in the first place. It's doubly shitty to actually say it to her face. Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's just nothing to do with cleaning room. So that's the other. I mean, well, okay. That's not. I think you and I both know that your maid service is doing a little bit more than just cleaning rooms. So I can't. I wouldn't really go for that defense. I would go for the defense of just. It shouldn't be a determining. Like you're all adults working at this service. So whether you're a younger adult or an older adult doesn't really matter. So long as you're all adults and you're consenting to what you're doing. Doesn't really matter whether he sends out older people or younger people. The job's getting done either way. But, you know, it's just the stupid mindset of, oh, younger people gain more traction kind of thing. So it's, you can take it literally or figuratively if you want. But you get what I mean. It's a crap mindset to have. Especially since she doesn't I don't know how old she is. I did not read that before I swear to you, I did not read that before I opened my mouth, but what she said right there was what I was gonna say, which is that I don't know how old she is, but if they consider her to be older, she looks very good for her age, so I don't know what the hell her boss is thinking. The girls in my neighborhood always tell me that I'm pretty, and the latchkey kid who lives next door always asks me to tie up her hair. Thanks to that, I'm an expert with these pigtails now. See, I'm damn good for. Wait, don't tell me I'm the only one who thinks this way.
Master?
Would you please give me your honest opinion? I look pretty good as a maid, don't I? Well, so if you want my personal thoughts, I would say that yes, she's definitely physically attractive. However, so that's that. But first, that. Second, I don't care. Whether you were physically attractive or not, I wouldn't care if I enjoyed spending time with you. Third, I shouldn't be rating your physical attraction because we were playing as a high school student, you're an adult. This isn't even a conversation that you should be. This isn't a conversation we should be having right now. But fourth, even if there wasn't a massive age barrier here, it wouldn't really matter what I have to say because all that really matters is that you love who you are as yourself. Like, it doesn't matter what other people think about you. What matters is that you need to just love yourself. Like, self-esteem and self-confidence is a very important thing. Like, you don't need to conform to meet the expectations of people around you. Cabby, Toy Story 4. What? I didn't say anything. So it's like I've just never been a fan of the mindset of like this desperate innate desire to get. I mean, I get it, right? You want people to like you, but some people have an innate desire to like have everyone around the whole world just adore them, and if they don't, they need the world to love them. Where I've always been a proponent of the mindset of you should be focused on your own accomplishments and your own self-esteem and just loving yourself for who you are. And like, so the thing is, the people say, oh, you're ugly, or you're this, or that, to get under your skin, but you know who you are, and so long as you're proud of who you are, then you can't really let what other people have to say influence that one way or the other. It's just a crap mindset to have. So you need to love yourself, is the short answer of what I just went on a long tangent about. I don't really feel like I'm worth being loved. I don't. How did we reach that conclusion? But you're right. You go out of your way to request me, and all I do is sit here and vent to you. What the heck am I saying? You're my student. My double life as both a teacher and a maid is so exhausting. Maybe I let my guard down because you know both sides of me. The more I come here, the more I feel like I can relax. As a maid, I'm supposed to help my master relax, but instead I'm the one who's being helped. Such a terrible maid. Well, I mean, you haven't done any cleaning, so by definition, yes. But I mean, honestly, I'm not really giving the money because I want you to clean the house. I'm giving you the money because you say you need it, and because the more we spend time with you, the more the confidence ranks up and the more abilities we get. So everyone kind of wins in this situation. Plus, I get to go on tangents like what I just went on, so works out in the end. Here we go, we ranked up. Neat. And we have oh my god, we have such a long way to go. We have such a long way to go with these people. It's gonna take us forever to rank these things up. I have to confess something. I lied about the reason why I need to make one. You did what? I don't have a sick sister. Wow, so you're just like an actual piece of shit then. Why did you lie to me? That's so shit. I can't get requested unless I make up those types of stories. So you understand now, right? Nothing good will come from involving yourself with a terrible person like me. It's a good lesson learned. Let's put an end to this. I just got you baited. The whole damn reason I did that was because I felt bad for her and I wanted to...
So humid.
I went on a whole tangent about how you need to love yourself and how it doesn't matter what people think about you. What matters is that you're proud of who you are. So, like, I don't... And then she pulled that... I just wanted to... God damn it. Why are all the adults so shit in this universe? Alright, trade news, great. Shady drug deals in Shibuya is the same organization behind both this and the extortions. Well, let's at the phishing scams that have been run on the rise, and this may be the source of funding. Restaurant and factory fire. A worker from the restaurant in Giant Hanuro was arrested for arson. Though he admits to the charges, he claims to not know why he did it. This industry is raising eyebrows. Oh yeah, something weird happened in the food service before, right? Some employee cooked... what, did I read that correctly? Some employee cooking naked? Okay, then. Interesting news. I'm just annoyed. Literally the whole reason was because she was telling me about how that's just a crap thing to do. I'm sorry, like, that's just a blatant attempt to manipulate someone's emotions and you know it. You did it. You gave me the sob story because you knew you wanted the extra money and you couldn't, like, honestly, if you were honest with me from the beginning and you told me that your boss wouldn't hire you because he has a stupid rule about how he prioritizes younger women, that's still something to empathize with. That's still, like, you're not being handed the opportunities that you should be because they're younger than you. That's still something where it's like, wow, you aren't, like, he's not treating you fairly. If you were honest with me from the get-go, that would have been fine. Instead, you lied to me about it, and now I have no reason to trust you ever again. This is what I mean. Like, honesty is important. Being truthful with people, because if I can't trust you with small things, I can't trust you with big things. Being honest and truthful with people is a very important thing to gaining trust. Why would you? And this is not even mentioning the fact that this relationship was on pins and needles anyway, because we're dealing with a situation where a high school student is requesting maid services from an adult. So this is already wrecked from the start, but then it just kept getting worse. Alright, well, let's keep going then. I saw Nijima arguing with the principal about the Mafia or something. What was that all about? I hear her older sister's involved with the investigation. Maybe she's just trying to play detective too. Are you kidding me? I can handle a student council president with no focus. Again, many ways to describe Makoto. Lacking focus, not one of them.
Okay, we're all here.
There sure are a lot of high schoolers during the day. They must be targeting them somehow.
Finding the specifics may be difficult. With such a crowd, the odds are against us.
Right, we're gonna grab him by the tail.
You should head over to Central Street, like we planned yesterday.
Sweet, let's get going. Let me know if you find any shady people.
Alright, let's go. Just as we planned, we might end up running into the Mafia. Be ready for anything.
And with that, I'm gonna call the episode off here. I feel like this is a decent place to. Well, I mean, it's a jerk place to call off because it's like right before the big confrontation with the Mafia. Potentially, it's gonna be leading into what could potentially be a massively important confrontation against a Mafia boss. So, you know, I feel like it's a decent place to wrap things up before we dive headfirst into a major confrontation. But yeah, this was. Man, I just don't. That whole conversation just was just so crap. Like, she didn't. I mean, I guess she grew a conscience eventually, which is something, but the fact that she even lied in the first place is just like. If you were honest with me, I probably still would have been empathetic enough with you to want to request you more just for the sake of helping you out of a jam and giving you more opportunities to work and get paid for it. But then you instead chose to lie, and now here we are. I think the moral, the lesson of the day is that just adults in this universe are just crap, just all around. Anyway, so that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time to catch you all tomorrow for some more Persona 5 Royal. Goodbye.